Hello people, in this video I shall be explaining the poem The Village Song by Sarojini Naidu. Now before starting the poem, let us know a bit about the poet Sarojini Naidu. Sarojini Naidu is known as a Nightingale of India. As we all know that Sarojini Naidu is famously known as the Nightingale of India. Her poetry is a reflection of Indian culture and ideology. It also describes Indian scenes beautifully. Her style of writing is direct and is rich in imagery. Her first volume of verse, The Golden Threshold, was published in 1905, which is followed by The Bird Time in 1912 and The Broken Wing in 1917. Her poetry was intensely emotional and lyrical, reflecting the deep influence of the Romantic poets. Her poetry reflects the influence from the Romantic poets. As she is closely associated with the nationalist movement, she tried to spread her personal observation through her books. She expresses her personal experience in her books, which is the 3 volumes that I have told. She was also a political activist and was the first woman to become the president of the Indian National Congress. She was actively involved in India's struggle for freedom from British rule itself, and after independence she became the first woman to be appointed as the governor of Uttar Pradesh. This poem, The Village Song, is a folk song which was a part of Sarojini Naidu's second volume of poem, that is The Bird of Time, which is published in 1912. This very poem is from the part of the second volume of her first, that is The Bird of Time. Okay. As Sarojini Naidu's poetry's central attraction is Indian scenario, this very poem has also an Indian rural setting. Here, a girl goes to the bank of the Jamuna river to fill her pitchers with water. There she hears the boatman singing a melodious song. She was so fascinated by the song that she did not notice that the sun has already set and it was getting dark. By then she was scared and got feared that how she can go all alone home in that long way back home. She becomes worried. And this very poem, The Village Song, is written in the first person. Here the speaker is a young girl itself in the poem, not the poet Sarojini Naidu. That young girl itself narrates her thoughts and fear as she is alone on her way back to home, taking her pitchers filled with water. She was also worried about what her family members might be thinking about her delay in reaching home. Then she seeks God's protection in reaching home safely. Okay, now let me explain the poem line-wise thoroughly. Full are my pitchers and far to carry, lone is the way and long. As I have already told that this poem is written in the first person, you can see here my has been written. Sarojini Naidu here depicts the pure rural Indian scenario, the village area, where a houseless girl or a woman go to fetch water by their nearest river for their household works. So here also from the first line you can see, full are my pitchers and far to go. Here the girl has came to the riverside to fill pitchers with water. Pitchers means pot where one used to keep water. Clay pots in earlier days in rural areas they used to use. The poem begins a girl saying that her water pitchers are full and she has to carry the water to her home, which is very far away. Next, lone is the way and lone, and she is alone. She has to go a long way to her home alone without anyone accompanying her. She came there alone and now she has to go alone, taking that heavy pitchers filled with water. Now next, why was I tempted to tarry, lured by the boatman's song? Now she is questioning and complaining herself that why she got tempted to stay back and listen to the boatman singing there. There a boatman was singing a melodious song by which she got attracted, that she stayed back there and forgot her surrounding, and she even forgot that she has to go home. She even forgot that she came here to fill waters and go back home. The waters, but she got tempted by the boatman singing there and stayed back listening the boatman singing. That's why she is complaining to herself and questioning that why she stayed back listening to that boatman's song there, which made her delay to go back home with the waters. Now next, swiftly the shadows of night are falling. Here where is the white crane calling? Is it the wild owl's cry? Now you can see why she is complaining her to stay back and listen to the boatman's singing. She is complaining because she came there in the daylight, but now as she came to her consciousness, she get to see that slowly the night is falling. The sun has already set and it is darkening now, and she can also get to hear the sounds of birds and wonders if it is the call of a white crane or the cry of a wild owl. Generally, by the riverside there is to stay white cranes, many white cranes, and by the sunset they used to cry as it is the time to go back to their home now. And even the representation of owl seems that it is dark now, as owl appears only in the night. And the crying of owl also represents that it has already darkened, the night has already fallen. So that's why she is complaining and questioning herself why she got late and took time to listen the boatman's tempting song. Now how she will go home as she is all alone in that dark night. Next, there are no tender moonbeams to light me, if in the darkness a serpent should bite me, or if an evil spirit should smite me, Ram re Ram, I shall die. Now see why she is more worried, as we already got to know that sun has already set down and it is dark now. The surrounding has been darkened, but now we can know that it is a dark night where no moonlight could light the way. The night is dark and there is no moonlight to light the way for her so that she can go home through that light. And in that dark path, how she will go, she is assuming the possibility of being bitten by a serpent or an evil spirit may strike her with a blow. As we all know that the rural areas paths are not so good. The roads are not as clean and good as that of the urban areas. And she assumes that on her way back to home, she may be bitten by a snake, serpent, or she may be even attacked by the ghost, evil spirit, which may give a blow and strike her. And she calls upon her God, saying, Ram re Ram, if all these things happens with me, I shall die there itself. Here you can see how Sarojini Naidu brought up in the remote Indian village where the belief in fog superstition is strong, where the young girl fears that she may be haunted by the evil spirit in that place, in that lonely place, which would cast her wicked charm on that young girl. That young girl is scared that if all these things happen, she would die. Sarojini Naidu here presents the hollow superstition beliefs, a typical pure rural Indian thinking. The things of the ghost, a snake biting on the way, as all these things doesn't exist, doesn't believe in the modern society, in the urban areas. And one also call God's name in fear, happiness to save him or her. So that young girl also called her God Ram to save her in that situation, or else she will die there on spot. Now next, my brother will murmur, why doth she linger? My mother will wait and weep, saying, "O save, may the great gods bring her, the Jamuna's water are deep." Now you can see her thought from herself shifted to her family member. She was thinking and scared of herself that how she would overcome from this situation and how she can go home safely. From that thought, she was concerned of her family member now. As she did not reach home now, her family member might be thinking why she is not coming home. If she is late few more time, then she is thinking that her brother and mother how they will be reacting. She is thinking, she is concerned about how her family member may react when she does not reach home on time. Her brother might be thinking about why she is taking such a long time to get back home. Her mother would patiently wait, but then she will start crying in worried, thinking that her daughter is not back yet. And she would also start praying to the gods to bring back her daughter home safely. And she also expresses her concern that the waters of river Jamuna are so deep. As everyone know how the current of water Jamuna runs so fastly, so she may be thinking that her daughter may even be taken away by the current of the water of Jamuna. So she is worried and would be praying to God to bring back her daughter safely. So all these thinkings is being thought by that young girl. Apart from her fear, she is concerned of her family too. Now next, the Jamuna's waters rush by so quickly, the shadows of evening gathers so thickly like black birds in the sky. Here, the young girl's thought again shifted from her family's concern to herself again. She is again in fear and concerned of herself how she would face all these things that she is thinking might be possible to happen there. She is saying that the waters of river Jamuna rush by so quickly, it rushes so swiftly, and also compared the growing darkness of that night by the shadows of the birds flying on the sky after the sunset. And by the sunset, what we get to see that birds, they used to fly together home, and that creates a huge shadow, black shadow in the sky. So that shadow has been compared to the thickness of that growing darkness of that evening to night. She is comparing that how fast Jamuna's river runs by, that evening is also darkening towards the night that fast. And that growing darkness, that how that evening is darkening towards the night, that growing darkness is compared to the thick dark shadow of the birds flying back to their home in the evening. The birds, they used to fly back to their home together in the evening, you see, after the sunset. So that black shadow that black birds creates, so that shadow is compared with that of the thickness of that night. That night was growing that thick, that not even a moonlight is also there to light up to that young girl so that she can go back home. Now the last four lines, "Oh, if a storm breaks, what will betide me? Save me from the lightning, where shall I hide me? Unless thou succor my footsteps and guide me, Ram Re Ram, I shall die." Here the girl is more worried now. She is again thinking that now if storm comes, if storm breaks, heavy storm breaks and lightnings come, where shall I hide. What will happen if storm breaks and their lightning starts falling? Where she shall hide herself to save her from that lightning and that heavy storm. She is now more worried and concerned about her safety, how she will hide herself if all these situations come in that dark night as she is all alone. And now she seeks the help of God. Like, unless thou succor my footsteps and guide me, Ram Re Ram, I shall die. Then unless God helps her and shows her path towards her home, she will die there itself. It is now God who can help her to go home safely. She seeks praise to God for his assistance, support, and guidance. She seeks God's help to become her guide, to show her the footstep in which way she should go in that dark night so that she can go home safely. As I have already told, that village areas roads are not that good and not in a proper plain area. So she is scared of how she will go in that dark night home alone. And assist God's help and assistance, support, guidance to go back her home safely. It is only now God who can help her to go home safely. Here, the poem depicts the pure rustic Indian scenario where you can see a girl going by the riverside to fetch water for the household. It is a Indian rustic scenario. Again, the songs, folk song sung by the boatmen singing by the riverside, even the white cranes that could not be seen in the urban areas, and also the crying of owl also depicts the typical Indian scenario. And also the superstition beliefs of ghost might attack, even snake may bite, that all these things represent the invisible danger which inherits in the modern society. All these things doesn't inherit in modern society. All these things are invisible in modern urban society. All these things are found in village area, in rustic, typical rustic Indian scenario. Even the girls thinking of her own safety and also being concerned of her family also shows the pure nature of the people of the village area. And she also expresses the danger, as everyone is aware of the danger linked with the river Jamuna, how fast the current of river Jamuna is. And she also compared the darkness of the night with that of the shadow of the birds going back to their home by the sunset, which also associates and suggests her fear and anxiety, that she is also so much feared, how much fear and in anxiety she is in this. That darkness also is compared, the shadow of the bird is also compared with the darkness of the night, and even with her fear and anxiety, like that also creates a fear. A bird that goes group after the sunset, that also create a big huge ghost like creature, so that also made the girl fear and become anxiety by the growing night. And she is also afraid of being attacked by a storm and lightning, and being helpless now she seeks God's help. She prays to God to protect and guide her to home safely. That also shows how much belief and faith she have in Lord Rama, as he called here Ram Re Ram, or if he will not help, she will die. See, spontaneously she asserts by exclaiming Ram Re Ram for his help to rescue her from her dead, from her coming dead. If all these things happen, she may die there, as he is all alone in that lonely path, and she has to go far away to her home now. So that's all. Thank you.